So what we're going to do is start out really low today in the swing. We're going to bring the bottoms of our feet together and our knees open wide for a low bada. Yeah. Now we're going to use the forearm press to help lift the chest, but the shoulders, they are going to slide up higher than normal. Okay, and so the knees are open wide. We're just letting the hips kind of sway from side to side and just start to loosen up the connective tissue around the waist. Can you feel that space happening in there? Yeah, so just play a little bit from that side to side motion, maybe add a deeper twist. I like placing one knee down, so I'm letting my left knee find the floor, and then I'm pushing my right hip up towards the sky. Nice. And then I'm going to switch sides. So I'm hanging with my upper body. My shoulders are higher than normal, but you're getting this nice stretch under the arms. And then I'm going to go ahead and just push the right knee down and lift the left hip up. Yeah, good. So let's do that a couple times. Let's just sway from side to side and see how that feels. Awesome. And play in the space. You know, I call it aerial yoga play, so you have plenty of time and room to explore in the postures and really gain your own relationship with the swing. So from there, we're going to let the bottoms of our feet find the floor. Okay, and we're going to start to rock. So my feet are going to be close to the front of the mat. I have my round mat, but they're going to be pretty much right underneath our plumb line. That way when we push forward, we can lift the chest and come into a floating camel, right? So the knees are going to stay lifted and the toes are going to stay under. And you're just going to see if you can get a nice back bend without crunching the lower back. Okay, sway it out a little bit more from front to back. So you let the knees stay bent the whole time and you push back and then you sway forward. Okay, so at this point we probably need a break from the underarms, so we're going to straighten our legs, push all the way back, bring the arms up overhead for a supported back bend, feet are together. Okay, legs are straight. Now go ahead and sway from side to side. You can clasp the hands behind the head. There you go. So chillaxing arms will allow us to move into a weeping willow. Nice and easy to start out, warming up the spine, being slow and gentle. Just let it feel good. Create some space in between the ribs so you're pressing your feet strongly into the ground to lift up. And then when you come to neutral, pause in the center. Just inhale, bring your arms open wide. And then come into the forearm press with the arms. Bend the knees, and we come back to neutral. Bring the bottoms of the feet together, and we're going to repeat that sequence. So the low bada into a floating camel to supported back bend, right? So we did this one before, right, Barbara? Does this look familiar? Yeah. We're going to add a little bit more on today and see if we can get into our side plank and some fun work on the ground. But for now, we're going to just stay here. Just sway it from side to side. Okay, beautiful. Twist a little bit deeper each time. See if you can create a little bit more space in the rib cage and the intercostals. Drop the hips a lot so there's length through the side body, so the arms are really holding here. And then you can turn your feet down, right? So keep the toes tucked under and just start rocking forward and back. Right, so next time we come forward, we're going to let the toes stay tucked under, knees point down towards the ground, and we push strongly in with the arms to lift. So knees are not going to touch. The knees are going to lift, and then we lean back. Nice. Take a couple breaths in the floating camel pose. Maybe come on down and take a little break, like undulate with the breath. And then we're going to just come through neutral and sway forward and back one more time. So pendulum swing, I call it. Okay, and then let's go ahead and push all the way back. Straighten the legs and come into a supported back bend again. This time, your biggest, fullest back bend expression. So arms straight overhead. Stretch, 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 stretch everything. Awesome. And then again, clasping the hands behind the back of the head, elbows out wide, and weeping willows sway from side to side. And just notice, take inventory, like what parts of the body feel open today, what parts feel sticky or sore, and we will send more love and attention to those parts. So the slow warm-up allows us to access and really get familiar with where we should focus the energies for today. Okay? Yeah, very good. All right, we come back through neutral. We inhale, the arms open wide, and then into the forearm press. Exhale, bend the knees and sway it out. Awesome. So now we're going to go a little bit deeper, right? We warmed up the spine. We're going to go ahead and come through one more Baddha. Sway from side to side. Notice if there's any way that you can change the experience. What way can you relax into it more? Which way can you go deeper? What is the inspiration in the pose for today? I like to just take a moment to really explore in the hips, pressing the hips up, forward on a diagonal, and then dropping them back down. This is one of my favorite poses to do close to the ground. It's really great. Okay, and our backs may or may not be warm enough to do this, but we're going to try it. So we're going to come into our camel pose. Our knees are going to find the ground this time. And now we're going to push our hips forward a lot and then push our arms in a lot and see if you can come into a much bigger arch with the upper back. The knees can lift as you press in. And just hang out there for a couple breaths. Stretch the belly. Stretch the mind and the imagination. And this time we're going to keep the arch in our back and then come into a supported back bend. Let the swing slide down so you can try a drop back. Now the wheel is a really strong pose, so make sure the lower back stays happy. That could be keeping the knees bent and the hands come towards the ground but don't touch. But whatever feels right for you today. This is our first wheel. And then go ahead and hold on to the swing and drop down. Woo! All right, stretch the lower back, okay? Pull the navel in towards the belly and get some length through the sacrum. How did that feel, Barbara? Did that feel okay? All right, awesome. So let's go ahead from there and come into some core strengthening before we try a back walkover, which is a more advanced pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to press back one more time, let the swing slide into the waist, and then we're going to hook the left leg around. So hook just the left leg around the outside, and then come into a seated position. So in our seated posture, we let our right foot swing out to about 9 o'clock on our mat. So our right foot swings out to the left. Yes. Okay, cool. So first of all, we just hang out. We get a nice hamstring stretch through the left side of the leg, as well as a stretch through the underbelly of the right. So this is a great way to just kind of hang out and watch a movie. It's a great pose. So we're going to hold on with our right hand. We're going to release the left arm back. Right? When we release the left arm back, we're going to come into a plank pose. I call it a plank because it's a straight body. So that right foot lifts, and we're going to come into a supported back bend here. So let your fingertips and your toes touch down. So it's a big stretch through the front of the spine. And then we're going to exhale and touch your toes. So plank toe touches. And then expand, inhale, come all the way down to the ground. And then exhale, squeeze. So when we bring our fingertips and our toes down, I call it dancer. So from dancer, come through a plank, and then toe touch. So slow it down. So come back through plank and then expand into dancer so we get that maximum engagement through the core and like more control like we're doing Pilates than if we were just doing a more restorative version. So a little bit more dynamic strength here. Do 10 if you can. Beautiful. And then we're gonna let our body fully expand. Bend the right knee. Let the left hand catch the foot. So this is called half lotus. And then if you want, you can float the right hand down to the ground too. Big quad stretch here. Beautiful. Okay, this is how we're going to change sides. We're going to wrap both legs around. So release the right foot, wrap it around the outside of the swing. So we're coming through an inversion. Make sure the swing is in a good spot on your back. This is important. And then from there, we're going to release the left leg out to the side. Let it swing all the way around and come sitting straight up and down. Did that work out? Yeah, really good, Barbara. You've been practicing. Okay. Yeah, aren't these great? These are really good core strengtheners, as well as opening up the spine, preparing the body for a deeper back bend. So we're getting a big stretch along the right hamstring, and then on the outer edge of the left side of the obliques. It's really good for the lower back, the quadratus lumborum, and for the psoas. Okay, just hang out here for a breath and just let it happen, letting gravity do the work. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're holding on with our left hand. This is our anchor. We're holding on to the swing. And then our right arm is going to start to expand back. And as it does, we start to lift the left leg. So we're coming into a straight body, a plank. And then go ahead and just expand. So plank is when you're level with the earth. And then dancer is when the fingertips and toes touch down, so you're in a big arch. So stretch the belly, stretch the whole front of the spine. And then when you exhale, go ahead and squeeze and touch your toes. Nice core strengthener comes through a plank. And then arch for dancer. Inhale, crunch. Now we're touching our toes, so we're bending at the hip flexor and not the waist. So it's really important to start to get that proper bending at the hip flexor instead of at the lumbar spine. So go ahead and do those nice and slow. Come through a plank, go into a dancer and pause and stretch. So we expand the belly, and then we exhale, contract the belly. And then we expand to create the space, and then we're going to go ahead and strengthen around that expansion. So when we remove the compression that normally exists in the spine, in the discs, and then we strengthen the muscles around that, the body is going to learn how to hold the space and release any sort of pain or degeneration that might happen along the spine. So we expand to create the space, and then we strengthen around it. Really important detail. So that's why we bother to get so much elongation before we go ahead and do a contraction. Okay? Beautiful. Okay, so this is when we're going to change it up. So after our last dancer pose, we're going to bend the left knee, go ahead and swing the arm back, grab for the foot, so we get a big stretch through that quad. The left hand can also come down, can come overhead, or you can also grab the foot with both hands. Half lotus. Now in this pose, we want to wait for the stretch to happen. The quads tend to be really tight, so give the body a chance to expand and open. Okay. So Barbara, you might want to come up for a minute and watch this next transition, because this is new. What we're going to do is we're going to keep the left knee bent. We're going to keep the right arm hooked, and we're just going to come into a tripod. So it's like we're going to come into a forearm stand, but first we just come into a tripod. You good? You watching? Okay, good. Good. So we just hang up here. It's kind of like almost doing a headstand, but then we're going to transition onto our forearms. Okay? I'm looking back behind me. I keep my right foot hooked. My left leg comes through center. And then I'm going to come into a side plank from there. It's a nice easy way to come into a side plank from where we were, because sometimes the back walkover is hard, right? So let's go ahead and try to do that one together. Okay? Yes, so I'm going to come up and meet you here in our low bada. Oh, good. Yeah, somehow I knew that, right? So Barbara was saying she just watched this video and was wondering how to do the back walkover. So this is the easy version of how to do the back walkover. Okay, so from low bada, let's go ahead and push the swing down to the waist and lean back. So the swing has to be right above the hips. And then let's hook the left leg around. And we're going to just lean back into the half lotus. But instead of grabbing the foot, we're going to go ahead and come down onto our forearms. So we're right underneath our plumb line. Right? So we just place our arms down. There's no tension on the body. It should feel really good. Left leg's just hooked around. Right knee is bent. And we're placing our forearms on the ground. So then go ahead and look back behind you. We're in like a dolphin pose with the arms. And then from here, you're going to let your right knee come through center. And then when you do that, you're going to come on down and spin around. Once you spin around, you're going to reach back with your right arm for side plank. How'd it go? Yep, so I know, you can do it. Right knee goes through center. You can do it. Through the center. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I know. Let me try it this way so you can see. It's okay. That's how you do the back walkover. Okay? So you come down onto your forearms. You bring your knee through the center. And the swing is going to be around your upper inner thigh. So you were right. It's just a little scary at first. So start out back to back with me so we can try it together. Okay? So we go back to back. So this is why we have, I call it romper room, practice time, to try something new, because it is scary to do it on your own. So you're going to wrap the left leg around. Let's both do the left. Okay. Bring your forearms down. Yes. Yeah, so you're going to keep that left foot hooked, and then the right knee does come through center. So you're going to balance like you're in a forearm stand, and then you're going to squeeze your legs together, and the swing is going to stay high on your upper inner thigh. Just try it. You're not going to go too far. Come through center. We're having some technical difficulty in Italy. we're having some courageous inner child issues. So what happened, Barbara? What's happening? You can do it. All right, let's try the other leg and see if it's easier. So watch me one more time, nice and slow, so you can You can see what's happening. It is challenging. That's why we were gonna, this is actually the easy version. So watch me again, okay? But I'm gonna do the right leg. So we did this part before, right? So this is where we grab the foot. This time we put our forearms on the ground. This leg is hooked. You're not gonna go anywhere. We just have to balance. Okay, so we're on our forearms. So then the left knee comes through center. I squeeze my knees together and I let myself spin. You just try it. You're not, if you fall, you're like 2 inches from the ground. So there's no place to go. You just have to get over that little hump of letting your knee go through center and let yourself feel balanced by the swing. So go ahead. You have your friend there that's helping you today too. So this is fun. Let's try it again. Let's try it together. Okay. So forearms down. Yep. So you pick the left. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And then. Right. They're cursing over there. Okay, so one more time. So you squeeze the knees together and pull them down towards the ground, and then you'll spin out to the 180. And then you grab for the opposite side of the swing, and then you come into a half plank. It's so fun. Try it one more time, and then we'll move on. Okay? But from here, we're going to do our forward fold sequence. Okay? Okay, so try with the right knee. It's okay. No, it's okay. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, swing us around the wrist. Let's try the right leg hooked one more time. Forearms down. Yep. So you pull the left knee through center and then squeeze the knees together. Both knees come down towards the earth, towards your chest. And then you're just going to spin out. Just let the momentum take you. Yeah, press into your forearms. Just bring your knees together and pull them down towards the earth. Yes, and then let yourself spin out. Yes, that's it. Yes, yes, that's it. And then let yourself spin out. Yes, that's it. It's so easy. And then go ahead. Yes, that's it. And then, yes, yes, you did it. Yep, so our right hand is reaching towards the outside of the swing, and we're in a side plank. And look, we can float. If you reach your hand high enough, you can let your left hand fly, and you're in a side plank, you're floating. Yes! See, it was totally worth it. All right. Now we have to do the other side. So, all right, easiest thing to do is bring both hands down towards the ground. I'll show you how to come out. Take your left leg towards the sky and get it on the inside of the swing. Yes, lift left leg. So now we're in our floating plank, right? Yes. Okay, and then go ahead and turn over so the swing is at the waist. And let's try, yes, that's it. Let's go ahead and hook the left leg around. See, it's nice to have a friend there to spot. Okay, take it nice and slow. It's still new. Bend the right knee, bring your forearms down to the ground. It's really important to just feel like you have a nice strong foundation with the upper body. It's okay if there's not a whole lot of weight in your arms. It's really the swing still holding you. So when you pull the right knee towards the sky through the center, you immediately squeeze your knees together and then pull your knees down towards the ground. When you straighten the legs, yeah, the swing will pull you the swing will naturally give you a 180 spin. Yeah, and then just let yourself spin out. Yeah. You're going to wind up with your right hand on the ground. Let yourself spin. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay if you just reach your left hand up for the swing, and then you'll naturally just spin. You'll spin so you face me. Yeah, spin around. Yes, you can do it. That's it. Yep, you got it. That's it. I know, it's fun. Okay. So now that you're facing me and you're in a side plank, you're going to bring both hands down to the ground. Bring both hands down. Yes. Lift your right leg up towards the sky and get it on the inside of the swing. Yes. Bong. Really good. All right. Now we're in a forward fold, right? So go ahead and just drop your elbows down and just sway it out from side to side. Ground your feet. Just take a moment. Integrate all of that excitement. You did great. You did it. It's a little scary the first time. But like I said, we have to try something new every time. That's what makes it fun. Yeah, you did it. And I'm sure you'll practice it a million times and be a pro by the next session. So just take your time with it. So from here, we're going to inhale, straighten the arms. Okay. Pull the chest forward. Okay. So let's go ahead and do some cat's meows. So inhale, arch and open, lift the chest. And then exhale, round in towards your navel. Really easy. We're slowing it down again. Inhale, arch and open. Let the swing pull forward on the arch. And then when you exhale, go ahead and tuck and roll in towards your navel. It's like the down dog and the cat-cow got together. So inhale, arch and open. Exhale, go ahead and press back. Now let's add a leg. Let's go ahead and lift. Left leg up, arch and open. Exhale, go ahead and pull the knee in towards the nose. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, squeeze in. So inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. Good. Let's go ahead and lift that left leg up and hook on the outside of the swing. So outside in. Just the left. So this is our one-legged down dog. We're going to take a moment to press our chest back towards our standing leg and get a big stretch through the right hamstring. Really good. Okay, go ahead and straighten that left leg up towards the sky. Awesome. So now we're just going to hang out here and get a big stretch through the back of the leg. You can walk the foot forward towards the center of the mat if you want to come into a standing split version. But I want you to be easy about it, which means no pushing, just bending the elbows and hanging. So see if you can find a little bit more space in the back of the body, but let gravity do the work. And we've done these before, right? So we're going to take our time with it. Okay, we're going to inhale and pull forward and lift again. Okay, really good. So plant your right hand on the ground, left arm reaches up towards the sky. Okay, so the same kind of twist, we're going to reach for the outer edge of the swing. And then turn your right toes out and spin into a half moon. Really good. So in the half moon, we make sure the right leg is right underneath us. Take a moment to drop the head and stretch the neck. Yeah, there you go. So now you're in a half moon. Beautiful. From there, just go ahead and start to bring both hands back down to the ground and let yourself swing forward. We're not going to do the whole sequence, just that one part for today. Bend the left knee. Go ahead and let that both feet ground down and just sway it out. Wag the tail, happy dog. Okay. Let there be some mobility in the hips, so really take a moment to shake it out before we go to the second side. And inhale, arch and pull forward, cat's meow. Beautiful. Exhale, round in and tuck towards your navel. No leg yet, just a couple cat's meows. Inhale, arch and open. Beautiful. That looks great. Exhale, round back in. Use your core, squeeze the belly, and then inhale, lengthen. Lift the chest, lift the heart. Exhale, round in. Now we add the leg. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, pull the knee towards the nose. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, squeeze and round. Like we do this as deliberately as it's the most important pose in our world, instead of just kind of like going through the motions. We really take our time with the easy poses so that our body gets the maximum length and space. Last time we squeeze, and now when we inhale and we lift the right leg, we're going to bend the knee and hook the foot on the outside in. So if you kick the leg loop out of the way, that's the outside. So sometimes people hook the foot on the inside, but we really want it to be wide. It's always outside in. Okay, great. From there, we're going to go ahead and lengthen that leg up towards the sky. Straight legs. Go ahead and walk left foot towards the center of the mat. You can press your chest towards the standing leg to get the hamstring stretch. And then if you want to come into the standing splits, you bend your elbows and you let your body hang down. And this should feel amazing. If it doesn't feel amazing, back off. Now, if you want to try floating, you can do airplane wings with the arms. You can also clasp the hands behind the back. Pull your fingertips down towards the earth. Or you can also hold on to the ankle. There's lots of different arm variations that you can do here. See which one you like for today. Another couple breaths to let gravity stretch you. It's so nice when gravity does the work. And then we're going to bring our hands back down to the ground, walk them forward. Keep the left hand planted, right arm reaches towards the sky. So standing splits, twist, yes. And then from there, reach for the outer edge of the swing as high as you can. We turn our toes out to the left, and then we slide into a half moon. So you have to bring the right arm up towards the sky to float. So our left fingertips are barely touching the ground, and we're rolling our belly towards one another. It should feel really good to drop the head. If you're holding on strongly, you'll get a big stretch through the neck and shoulder. Take a breath there. Nice. We want to try to keep nice long lines of energy, so the left foot is right underneath the hip. So we have a good foundation to stand on. And then we're going to go ahead and just bring it down. So both hands find the ground, and then you're going to let yourself just swing back to center. So we use momentum. That's our free energy to carry us. And then let's go ahead and bend that right knee. Come into the happy dog. Start to sway the hips from side to side. Play with some loop-de-loops, figure eights, whatever feels good. Just shake it out. Take time to integrate and maximize the benefits of each pose. And then we're going to inhale, pull forward. Go ahead and bend both knees. Let's try for the upside down dog. Let's turn our dog upside down. So the knees stay really heavy in this one. Then the feet are pulling down towards your bum, and we keep that anchor at the hips. Chest points down towards the ground. You have straight arms the whole time. And then we inhale, we pull forward, and we arch and open for up dog. Lift the chest. Exhale, upside down dog. Straight arms with lots of control. Press the chest down. Should feel really, really good. Inhale, lift, up dog. Exhale, upside down dog. Inhale, lift. Just a couple more here. Exhale, press back. Really good. Okay, so if we bend our elbows, we call it a cobra. So just hang out in cobra for just a breath to relax. Make sure you feel ease in your body. If you ever feel any anxiety or contraction, we slow it down. And then I'm going to have you walk your hands to the center of the mat. And we are going to practice doing some supported handstands. Okay, so you walk your hands back. And you're going to let your shoulders be right over your wrist. And then you're going to keep your feet hooked. Your feet engaging is very important. You're just going to tuck and bring your hips over your head. Okay, so see if you can find that pivot point and balance. So this is a really good way to start to gain the balance and the strength to come into a full handstand. But we're not getting crazy or anything today. We're just practicing. So practice a couple handstands. See if you can do 3. So on the expansion, you press back into the upside down dog. Okay. Straight arms the whole time. Yes. And then when you're ready, we're going to try for some handstand push-ups. Only if you're wanting to gain that kind of shoulder strength are you going to come into handstand and then try to bend the elbows. So try some handstand push-ups. They're supposed to be hard. You're not going to fall. If your arms aren't strong enough, you'll just wind up kissing the earth. Which is okay. Give the earth a kiss. All right? Really good. Okay, now relax. Expand the arms again. Keep the elbows bent. Rest. Rest the forehead down. 5 deep breaths here. Really good work. Notice if the wrists need a break. So always stretch out the wrists if you need. Okay. All right. All right, we're going to inhale and pull ourselves forward. Go ahead and release the feet back down to the ground. Very good. So through the down dog, we're going to walk our feet into a wide straddle. I'm just going to lean forward into it. Rock from heel to toes. So you might get a nice massage in the hip flexors here. That can be very intense, so be easy about it. Okay. And I'm going to try one more twist with you today, Barbara. This is a little bit something new with the sequencing, but we're going to inhale and pull forward. Exhale, place the right hand down. Inhale, left arm up towards the sky, and then reach back for the far end of the swing. So reach up as high as you can. Wide straddle twist. And then you're going to let your feet float. You're going to let your right hand float. And you're just going to play with swaying in the space. Yeah, good. It should feel really good on the neck and the shoulders if you're just letting your head be heavy and drop. Go ahead and bring the hand down, the feet down, and we're going to switch sides. So we landed in a wide straddle. Place left hand right underneath the chest. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Hi. Reach for the opposite side, so the far side. And then from there, if you want to let your feet and your hand float, yeah, it's like a half Superman. So we're going to come into the full Superman next, which is really fun. We're going to let ourselves land it. So we can keep our feet in the wide straddle. It doesn't matter. We're just going to reach back with both hands, and the thumbs have to turn up. Reach up really high. Make sure you have room behind you, because when you pick up your feet, you're going to squeeze your legs together. Make sure that your chest is level with the earth, so you have to reach up really high. There you go. Beautiful. Reach, let your legs be a little bit higher. There you go. Flat body. Beautiful. Superman. Nice easy way to do a flying pose, and then go ahead and land it. Let's walk it forward, all the way forward. Coming up. Woo! All right. That's a really, really fun sequence. So let's go ahead and, yeah, a little unusual. We didn't do any of our normal chilaxin and floating Buddha poses, but super fun. I want to do some leg stretches in the swing, okay? So let's go ahead and sit in the swing. We're going to start to slow it down. Get our leg loops on. Let's go ahead and put the leg loops at the ankles. So we're sitting in the swing and we just kind of have it bunched underneath our bum. And we're gonna, yeah, there you go. We're gonna lean back and hold on to the front edge of the swing. So just let your body sway a little bit from side to side. So it's like a floating Buddha, but really easy because we're preparing to slow it down and come into Shavasana. Well, we have like 5 minutes. Would you like to do something else before we finish? What do you want to do? We just did Superman. Superfly. Okay. We can do Superfly. Let's do Superfly. So let's slide the leg loops up to the knees and get the swing behind the back. Let's go through the whole sequence. I'm like, we just did Superman, but we're going to do Superfly. Okay. Yeah. Well, I will trust that you're going to do your Shavasana on your own then. You know, usually we want to take 5 minutes to slow down. Wait. All right. We're going to get more excited. It's okay. Okay. So from here, we'll do our little warm-up to come into the inversion. So we're just going to inhale and expand. Arch and open for star. And then exhale, come into a floating child's. Just round the back. I like doing the whole sequence instead of just one pose. It's really good for the body to learn how to piece it all together like a symphony. Inhale, star. Exhale, child's, warming up the spine. Okay, so this time we come into our star, take a breath, and then exhale, come through reverse namaste. Press our hips up towards the sky, lean back. And then from there, go ahead and hold on to the swing, let it slide into the waist, and come through a ladle pose. So in ladle, we're going to extend the arms overhead, squeeze the legs together, and then bring the legs wide, reach up, hold on to the swing, and wrap your feet on the front edge. So legs go wide and around. Okay. I'm going to turn around just so the video is easier to see me for Superfly. You're okay though, because you've done this before. So from here, you're going to reach up and grab for the leg loops, get them into your hands, and then go ahead and put them directly on the elbow creases and come into Happy Buddha. Leg loops on them, and we're taking it nice and slow. Yeah. So in Happy Buddha, we push our hips forward a lot. Okay, now we're going to arch and open. So go ahead and bring the leg loops on the outside of the knees. Lift the chest. Look back behind you. Nice. Okay. So from here, this is when it gets a little tricky. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend our legs towards the ground, wide, lift the chest, and squeeze the leg loops onto the shoulders. So we have to come through our backpack. So from our backpack, we're going to grab the leg loops underneath the arms. So we have to press our arms straight, lift the chest nice and strong, and then we come through Superfly. Yes, it's a big sequence. Beautiful. We can bank a little from side to side, which is really fun. You can press one leg loop down and then the other leg loop down and spin from side to side. Really nice, Barbara. Fun. And then come through center, do a few chaturangas here, do a few push-ups. Get the arm strength. I'm shooting energy out through my toes, so my legs stay engaged the whole time. It helps me lift my chest. Then I'm going to place the leg loops back on the shoulders. All of a sudden, skydiver becomes a relaxation pose. You can let your arms come out to the sides. My knees are bent. Right, and I'm just going to sway from side to side. Okay, so if your knees are bent, you can hook your feet. You can tuck and straighten the legs and come through shoulder stand. Yeah. So from shoulder stand, you let your fingers dangle towards the floor. It should feel really good on the shoulders. Sometimes I like to squeeze my hands together and twist from side to side. It just feels really good on the hips. Okay, bend the knees, let the feet come back down together. Open the arms wide for skydiver. Bend the elbows one at a time to get the leg loops back into archer. Yeah. So arch and open the chest. Every part of the pose is very significant, so we slow it down. Now we're going to get the leg loops on the inside of our knees and squeeze our hands together into prayer. Get my little mic out of my face. Push the hips forward a lot. Nice. So, Barbara, would you like to try and just pop into the Superfly now? You want to try that? So go ahead and hold on to the leg loops with your hands. Okay. Bend your knees a lot and push your feet into the swing. So the trick is to have the toes in and the heels out. And then you're going to arch it open and then lift. So that's how you come into the full Superfly. Make sure that your lower back is happy here. And then when you come down, push through a chaturanga and let the feet come to the ground. They're just going to slide into that space between the swing and the leg loops. Woo! Your new favorite trick. Oh, absolutely. Doesn't that feel good? You're doing... Yeah. So let's go ahead and just do a few minutes of Shavasana. Let's do a few minutes of the cool down in the swing. Because now you're very excited, right? Woo! Yeah. So let's go ahead and sit in the swing and always make requests. I like that. So always ask for what you want. And then we just start to slow it down. We're going to get the leg loops. I know, it feels so good. We made it. Get the leg loops on the ankles. Okay, we're going to stay seated for the first part. So I wrap my arms on the outside. I grab for the front edge of the swing. And I just sway from side to side. So make sure that you're engaging through your core so your neck is happy. All right. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and find neutral. I'm going to keep holding on and I'm going to lift and lean back. So it's like I'm coming into a ladle pose. So I lift and lean back and it's a nice big stretch. Again, for the front of the spine. The swing is kind of covering my entire bum and gathered at the waist. And then I'm going to inhale. Now use your core to lift. Don't use your arms to pull you up. Yeah. And we're all of a sudden seated again. Let's try it again. Let's do a couple of those. So go ahead and inhale and expand. Exhale, lean back so your head is pointing towards the floor. We're holding on with our hands. Get a big stretch. Open up the front of the spine. And then as you exhale, your next exhale, use your core to lift you up. Find that pivot point in the hips. So you press your hips down to lift your head up. And then one more time, let's go ahead and lean back. Inhale, expand. Exhale, relax into it. Take a nice cleansing breath here. Make sure the lower back is happy. The swing will gather in the sweet spot. You just might have to wiggle around a little bit. And then we're going to inhale. Go ahead and push your hips down, lift your head up, and then come to sit. So that's one of the ways that we learn the pivot point in the hips, as well as get the core strength. Now you can get your arms in there. Now you can let the swing support the head. I like to just keep the leg loops either at the ankles, or you can extend them over the whole foot, which is a nice way to support the lower body. And we're just going to gently rock from side to side again. So tiny, mini windshield wipers, little baby ones. Okay. Beautiful. The best part, it's the icing on the cake. It's the getting in the cocoon at the end. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and loose the leg loops now. We're going to just let the feet point towards the sky and catch the outer edges of the swing for Viparita. Legs up the swing pose. Shift the hips a little bit to find the sweet spot that you can drop and have just a few minutes of Shavasana, a few minutes of meditation. Slow the breath down, let the belly be soft, let the mind open, be very gentle, tender with the heart. Just let the body absorb. So our time of integration, of recalibration is just as important as any pose. This is when we open up our receptor sites and receive the goodness of the practice. Feel the changes. We're in our transformation, we're in our cocoon, our metamorphosis, going from caterpillar to butterfly, earning our wings. And let it feel good to relax after all that excitement. We find our centered, calm strength amongst all of the exhilaration. And I trust that you're going to relax while I'm spending time with Emma in the next session, and as well as be there as her guide. So we're going to just start to expand again. So extend your arms over your head. Start to extend your legs out in front of you. And just like that first morning stretch, we're going to stretch, 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 fingertips away from the toes. And then gently, very slowly, fishtail from side to side. So the hips press up towards the sky just slightly. Really easy. These are our easy breezy poses. And after about 5 breaths here, when you feel ready, you're going to reach up towards the sky and hold on to the sides of the swing to help you to come to sit. Hello. I will finish the practice here with a namaste. Thank you so much.